Hello and welcome everyone to the German combat phase of turn 1 of my solo playthrough of Arnhem 44. I've used these arrows to depict the attacks that took place. They don't actually come with the game, but it helps you for the purposes of the video. There was an attack here of 3 German infantry against a single Allied airborne infantry. Attacking infantry attacks on a 1, and defending infantry defends on a 2. And due to the terrain, it's perhaps a little bit difficult to see, but this terrain is called broken terrain, and it grants another 1 combat factor on defense. So it was 3 against 3 basically. But both sides played a card as well, and in the end the effect was 0, so nothing happened there. Here I used a few red arrows to show you what actually didn't happen. I used the red arrows to show you that no attack took place. Why didn't I attack here? Well, the recon unit and the regular German infantry unit both attack on a 1. So they would be attacking at a strength of 2 into clear terrain, but infantry defend on a 2, and there's actually 2 infantry, so it would be 2 against 4, which doesn't make any sense to attack there. I mean, sure, with a lucky die roll, lots of things can happen, but yeah, there's not really much to gain for the Germans here to attack. On the other hand, if they wait for the Allies to attack them, the 2 airborne infantry would attack on a 1, whereas a defending infantry unit in a city usually defends on a 4, plus 1 is 5, so then it would be 2 against 5, or actually 5 against 2 in the Germans' favor. So not a good situation to attack in. Over here on the northern edge of the board close to Arnhem, this infantry also decided not to attack. It's an SS infantry, so it does attack on a 2. But the airborne infantry defends on a 2 as well, plus it would get an extra 1 additional defensive die. Well, not a defensive die, a defensive factor of 1 because of the woods. So it would be 2 against 3, and there's not much to gain for the Germans to try and do that. Over here I didn't do anything either because essentially this German unit locks the surrounding British unit, well, this one at least, into place. What I could have done is I could have moved out of this zoc during the German movement phase, move in here. Well, no, actually, well, this would be a nice hex to be in, but it seems to me there's no way I could have gotten there because I would have ended up in an Allied zoc. Well, I probably would have been able to do that. Leave here and then move in back there. That would have been possible, might have been an even better idea. These 2 units attacked the British airborne there, but nothing happened either. Note that in this game it's important what type of terrain a tank attacks into. So here it actually attacks on the 3 because the infantry is in the open, and but had it been the other way around, had the tank been here and the infantry had been there, not only would the infantry have had a much stronger defensive value, as I've just explained, the tank would have attacked much more poorly. As you can see on the battle board, a tank attacking into various types of terrain is either more effective or less effective, and as you can see, if it attacks into a city, it only attacks on a 1. But in the end nothing happened there either. Something did happen here. Also note the out of supply token here. It's determined at the instant of combat, meaning that I suppose each time a certain unit is attacked, you have to check whether it's actually in supply or not. Well, as you can see, this one is totally surrounded, and you cannot trade supply across a river, so there's no way. Anyway, this would still be a zoc, even though you cannot exert a zoc across a river. But anyway, this one is out of supply, which means that you get -1 to your defensive value. Well, normally it would have a 4 because it's defending in a city, but that becomes a 3. It was attacked by this SS infantry, this recon, that's 3, plus it got supported by the 88 over there, so that was a total of 6. And the die rolls were actually in favor of the Germans here, because I'm showing you the attack here. It was 12 against 7. So as you can see here, that results in a differential of 1 hit. Again, it's important to note the differential is so you have to see that the Germans scored 2 hits, the Allies scored 1, which means that the Allied infantry unit here lost a step, and that actually results in 2 victory points for the Germans. The Allies score 1 victory point for each destroyed German step. The Germans score 2. Officially, there's a separate phase for that, end of turn phase or something like that, but as long as you don't forget to actually update any such victory points at the time that they actually happen, to me it works better, but that's up to players themselves to decide. I actually double checked it with the designer, and he said either way is fine. The important thing is that you don't forget. So this is the summary of the German combat phase of turn 1, and yeah, that basically concludes the first turn. The end of turn phase in this case, no other victory points are scored at the moment, so that is okay. I do have to flip around these markers again and remove these 2 artillery markers that have been used and put them back into the pool, but I suppose that's about it. So I hope that gives you a pretty good idea of what happened on the first turn, and for the subsequent turns I'll just be recording an overview of the entire turn probably and keep you up to date with what happened. I'm also planning on making some videos of the in which I will cover things such as combat, SOCs, supply rules, movement in some more detail, as well as some other things such as bombardment and everything. But first of all, I'll mostly try to finish this game and give you a short overview of what happened in each complete turn. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.